Hello and welcome everyone to a non-Wiki 3 time today. We are playing some more Hunter the Reckoning, aka I will talk shit and those four other people will try to survive my bullshit. We have Zep.
Hello.
Playing. Who are you playing again?
God. The gardening.
Hey, Ghost of
Gardening
Girl.
with the god.
I am playing MJ. He is a Mario. He's a guard,
Oh,
basically. Well, he's private security.
yeah, private security, but dishonored from what I remember.
He's not a gardener.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Agonia, who are you playing?
Franka Ähnlichsdotter.
Yes. And she is...
A step block?
Oh, a stat block. Stat block. That is... Wow, that is very useful to everyone.
I tried to make it more all-encompassing.
Okay, you know
Do you
what?
want to backstory of my stat block?
Basically, the gist is you're a religious person with a religious hammer that is on a revenge trip for the thing of the night that killed the orphanage.
Most of
were in.
them. Most of them.
Most of them. Except 3.
Yes.
Yeah. Lena, who are you playing?
I am playing Helmut von Waldgau, a German aristocrat with a chip on his shoulder about the fall of the empire.
Yes. And Room?
I'm playing some alternative man. A man on the run who definitely did not defraud investors.
Absolutely not.
Stole a bunch of money.
Absolutely not. So yeah, what happened last time? Basically, all these people on the run and searching for the supernatural got picked up by a mysterious bomb woman in... No, I actually need to check again because I forgot.
It was in southern Germany, I know.
Yes, it's in southern...
Bad Geistbruch?
Bad Geisbruch, yes, in Bad Geisbruch, southern Germany, in the Schwarzwald. And you were looking for weird happenings in Rosenheim. Because people just kept dying. And it turns out that you probably think that it is what you found might be some kind of ghost.
It was an apparition.
What's a
type of
ghost? I don't
ghost.
believe in ghosts. They're not real.
Boo.
After you surveilled...
Believing in ghost stories.
Yeah,
you're in
after
one.
you found the dead bodies of Hogan Law and 3 skits who were going into the forest to find out the murders. Great loss for humanity, I tell you. So,
Rip.
you are all still in Rosenheim. What is your and you learned from the Fenster Oma, the grandma in the window, that there is a place scrapped from the record books up to the north in the up in the mountains in the forest. What is your next move?
Didn't we go back to base?
Yes, we did.
First? Yes.
We were in the library and we rolled that it was probably an apparition whose area of influence is constantly growing. And it's probably only active at night.
Yeah.
So if I remember correctly, we found out that we could fight it with salt,
Salt
And maybe
iron.
holy water?
Cold iron.
cold iron. That's it. Not hot iron, not hot stuff, but hot iron.
Yeah.
Coming through.
Cold iron is, I think, just very brittle iron because it's only iron, if I remember correctly. That's
Yeah, like pig iron. So like the stuff they make manholes out of, if I believe.
I don't know. I don't think anyone. I don't think pig iron is used for any finished products. I don't think. Pure
No, it
iron
is used for manhole
It
covers.
is? Oh,
Yeah.
you can, yeah.
good compressor strength, if I remember correctly.
I learned something today.
Yeah. The more you know. It's almost like I'm a scientist.
It's so interesting that the rocket scientist knows about manhole covers material.
I'm not a rocket man. I'm not a rocket scientist. I'm a math scientist.
I mean, what do you think goes on top of the top secret silos that are hidden all
Yeah.
around the world?
Okay, fair point.
Yeah, manholes.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
The intercontinental ballistic missiles are stored in the manholes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
New York City.
Yeah.
Just a bunch of ICBMs.
It's
They'll
like
never expect it.
it's like why
I
would
carry one all day.
yeah? And then the American media is like, what? The Russians are the Soviets were targeting New York, and the Soviets were like, that's where the missiles are stored, Bliat.
Yes, we actually have a missile loaded and ready to go in the Empire State Building.
No,
They
the Empire
thought
State
that-
Building is the missile.
No, it's built around it.
Hey, Ash.
Let's just be clear here.
you see. Oh, you know what? I'm not going to make that joke. That's insensitive.
That's confidential. That's
Yeah.
your fault.
Anyway,
Am I unsure? Either cold iron is only called cold iron because it's cold to the touch, or because it has been melted at the lowest melting point possible. I mean, there's just one, but like barely melting.
yeah, but
Can
also like
cold iron be room temperature?
Technically, but then it isn't cold iron anymore, right?
Well, that's what we're asking. Is cold iron the proper name, or is the cold an adjective?
Well, I
It's a-
just
okay.
in real life, but GM, please decide what is cold iron.
cold iron is literally just what it was called, hundreds of years ago when they made, stuff like fire hooks out of it and stuff like
Yes.
that. It's not an
Okay, so
adjective.
theoretically,
It's part of the
Cast
name.
iron?
I know,
So
but
theoretically,
it's-
if we take
Yeah, technically
a
cast
bar
iron.
of okay, so theoretically, if we take a bar of cold iron and we heat it up really hot, could we brand the ghost?
Let me Google that. Do I find anything?
that I googled already. Like one reason why
Oh,
it's
did you?
called cold iron
Oh.
was apparently because it's cold to the touch, and other people saying because of how it was forged. But apparently, cold iron is just
Yeah, it's Wikipedia.
yes. I was already on Wikipedia several times.
Also, Sam, would you said let me Google that, but wouldn't you instead ask like Hunter GPT or something?
Is there something like that?
He was not my friend.
What?
He betrayed me.
Shouldn't it be very cold instead? Cold branding ghosts. I mean, they're doing that to cows nowadays, but cracking open the code
Actually,
one.
what if you dip the iron in liquid nitrogen and you just make it really, really cold?
It would get brittle. Anyway.
Yeah,
Would that make
Have ghosts in this, in the library? Do we know if ghosts have some kind of body? Because if we hit them with cold iron, okay, go we just through and it hurts them, or is it more like there's an actual body?
It hurts them and it dissipates them, but and usually also drives them away. But as the book says, it is not something that will actively destroy a ghost, just chase it away.
Yeah, from what I remember, it's the apparitions are tied to a location, and we have to go to the location. And I think I remember something about laying the bodies to rest, or it might be misremembered.
Salting and burning.
Or that one, yeah. I mean, it's the same difference.
Wait, salt and burn. What do you mean by that? I know, salting, you could draw a circle around that item that's cursed, something like that with salt.
Yeah, you can also draw a circle of salt around you to keep you safe for a while. But to
That
kill
is- yeah.
to kill a ghost, most of the time you want to find their remains, salt them, and burn them.
Oh.
How do you burn the remains? They're just bones.
That's a us problem.
Bones burn.
That's a later problem. Okay.
Yeah, but bones do burn. You can't just chuck them in a fire and they will burn.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and if they're totally wet, then you need a hotter fire.
I mean, that's why cremation is at a very hot temperature, but even at normal temperatures, it might take a while, but they will actually just they're mostly calcium. They do burn.
The only problem we will run into is if there aren't any remains left.
Yeah, but then there wouldn't be a ghost, would there?
Yes, there would still be. That's the
That would
worst
be-
case
that would-
scenario.
Yeah, then we'd have a problem. Then it's like, okay, goodbye Earth. Let's try and find somewhere else to fuck off to.
Yeah,
But yeah,
more like
the-
we would need a specialized ritual.
yeah, yeah. 'Cause we have to do something to prevent it from like killing everyone on the entire planet.
What
So,
if
yeah,
we just
like,
chuck a bunch of thermite at it? Would that
That's not
work?
coal. That's hot, and it's not iron.
Yeah, but it's burning.
but-
Well, actually, it is iron.
Yeah. On the remains, it would absolutely
On the
work.
remains, that's what I mean. Sorry.
Yeah, but we'd
so
have,
what if we just
we'd have to find the
dump
remains first,
Aw.
and it wouldn't do anything against the apparition itself. What I was going to say is like this is like an old aristocratic manor with a very outdated interior, so there has to be like fireplace pokers that we can take, unless that's something
that-
that we
that
have to
could
like
work.
make special effort for. But
Also, I don't think we can find
Yeah.
many like cold iron things online because apparently, like I just use Hunter GPT. Apparently, most of it is mild steel nowadays. So most like stuff you find online just won't work.
Well, we can go into an we could go into an antique shop and get like old fire that's probably still around. But like I said, they're also just old
Yeah.
fire pokers in the house. So like I said, unless we have to do something special rule wise, like logically, we should be able to just grab like fire pokers and other implements.
Would you guys know if something like holy water could work? Possibly.
We could ask the library.
Could ask the library. What if
Yeah.
we googled it?
Yeah.
Do we find anything?
Holy water does indeed work, but depending on how strong the apparition is, you need, stronger holy water.
What does work mean? You say it says it works on ghosts. Does it mean damage? Does it mean kill?
It can burn the remains
Ah, okay.
Okay.
and drive them off. So,
That's
yeah.
useful.
But it won't affect the apparition.
How,
If the remains are gone, then the apparition would also be gone, right?
Yeah.
yeah. Okay. Can I Google? Oh, sorry. I Google like how we can make holy water.
We
Do you
need,
find anything?
we need a priest.
I mean, we need a priest. Yeah.
Basically, a priest needs to,
Am I a priest?
oh,
Oh, right.
Okay. First step, we need to get the water to sneeze.
Well, how does the priest thing work? Because like
you put
technically anybody can be a priest.
You put a holy object in, and a priest sanctifies the water, and then it's holy water. Depending on what holy
Are
object, on what holy object is used, how strong the faith is, and most
Okay.
importantly,
How do you create a
how
holy
high
object?
the
then?
priest is in the ranking. The holy water can be stronger, and depending on how strong an apparition is, the holy water has to be stronger.
Question.
Okay,
So
so,
we
like,
need to get a
I'm
priest.
guessing we can't just go to becomeapriestnow.com and get our priest
Aw.
certificate.
No,
we
we
could.
can't just go to Las Vegas.
I mean,
No, this
Not
is
like being to
southern
Las
Germany.
Vegas
Isn't this
before.
very Catholic? Like we
Yes.
have to probably get like a Catholic.
Yeah.
Does
Wait,
that mean like
wait.
no lay priests?
Wait, what if we get the Pope?
how?
Are you gonna call him or
Wait, oh shit, he
There is
died.
no pope.
there is no pope. What pope?
There is no Pope.
there's no pope. There is no pope, and there is no hope.
That's why this ghost is causing problems. There's
I
no-
know exactly.
popeless behavior.
I mean, you could also get one of his relics. I remember he sanctified a Bugatti, so the moment he's getting put into the register, that's a holy object. You can just drive over the apparition with a car.
Wait.
We are going to drive over
Wait.
stuff with objects.
Hold on.
It was a Lamborghini.
Hold on.
That's
I
actually, by the way,
Googled we
true.
could buy the car. I
That-
Googled we could buy the Bugatti. I Google if it's for sale.
No.
To actually find it.
It isn't.
Yeah.
No, it's not
Aw.
for
For
sale.
auction.
Not anymore.
Okay, so first step we have to go steal
Oh.
it.
Okay, yeah. We steal the holy car. Then we run over the ghost.
Are you sure that the Bugatti work well on this kind of road?
terrain, or it's not an off road. It's quite low down, isn't it?
It's actually worse. I think it's a Lamborghini, which makes it worse.
Oh.
Yeah.
It depends. Do we want to be able to reuse the car, or is it like a one-time thing?
If we, is it still holy if we modify it like Pimp My Ride style? We lay it up so that
Can we turn it into a monster truck?
I'm sorry, I think Exhibit's actions would remove the holiness.
Oh.
But what if we beatify Exhibit?
Wait, what about the Popemobile?
Popemobile isn't sanctified.
It's not sanctified by the Pope. Things the Pope sanctified during...
He sat in it for so long. Can't it just be sanctified by his aura?
Yeah,
No,
doesn't it?
no,
doesn't
no.
the holy kind of reach out and
No.
and
No, actually, the thing is, and this is like generally the rule of the Roman Catholic Church, the Pope has to sanctify something, then has to die, and when he has been put into like the list of holy people, because that happens to the popes, they become officially relics. What the relics do, but they inherit holy power. And because, yes, Pope Francis sanctified a Lamborghini, that will become a relic. That will be a holy relic. By
So
the
if we
sense of the Catholic Church.
if we enter something into this book, it instantly becomes a relic.
I don't
holy,
think it
right?
works like the Death Note. I think it has to have some kind of power behind it.
I think it works like Death Note.
How much horsepower is in that car? That's how much
Yeah.
power it has.
Not
Okay.
that I've been to America
Two
before,
different
but have you?
questions. Is
Oh,
my
yeah.
silver-coated hammer counted as cold iron because it's only silver-coated?
It's an artifact.
That means?
So it's a holy artifact, so it will work on ghosts. It won't kill them, but it will chase them away.
Wait,
that's good.
wait. Is it a relic?
Yes.
Technically.
It's an artifact. That's more...
Is it holy?
It's
is
a
what
more
I'm
general
saying.
term, but Nya said it works.
Okay.
Also,
I gotta find myself a
Can I-
cold iron frying pan.
also insensitive question. Does Scientology count, and can we just buy sanctifying stuff from them?
No.
Okay.
Scientology is not a church or a religion.
I mean, yes. I'm just asking if in this version of the word it counts.
wait. What about Mormonism?
Oh, so it says it says something. It says about like the depth and sincerity of your faith. So does it have to be organized religion, or can it be like personal faith and spirituality?
Helmet's hunting rifle.
Yes, that's a
No, I mean,
that's an important question.
Helmut's a staunch Catholic, so this doesn't matter for Helmut, but just in general, like could we get like I don't know the fucking the
Wiccans.
fucking tape light or something?
The religion has to be a certain size of following, so a certain spiritual strength, and but also crucially, the intent behind it has to be religious. So something like Scientology or the Mormons that are only in for the money are not religions.
So Satanism would work, like the Church of Satan.
They don't
but,
believe in
like,
Satan.
No, I mean, he believes in you, but
Fair.
what about like the flying spaghetti monster? Because that is with religious reasons. Like it's not for money. It is like
Jedis.
No, it's for political reasons,
It's
technically.
political reasons.
political, but it's it is.
The Lutheranians do count, though.
Okay, so first thing we need to
Is
get
that
a
a German
flying
thing?
This is the Lutherans. It's the start of the Protestant Reformation. Are there any Hussites still around?
We could.
Maybe. Let's just use like Frank as what was it? A hammer or
Yeah, it's a hammer.
yeah.
I love how
yeah.
we seem to be obsessed with the idea of circumventing the Catholic Church.
I mean, it's fine. I mean, we could also. Technically, okay, when we get high up in the world, we could kidnap the Pope, make him sanctify all kinds of shit, kill him, then we have relics. But that's
We can
so like.
mass produce holy water
or what
on a
about if we become the
level
Pope?
never
What about-
seen before.
One of us could become the Pope.
But then we have to die to make them relics.
That can be arranged. I have a shotgun. Also, have you met us? Of course, we're going to try and find out the parameters of how this works.
I have an idea with the
Even
killing.
if we never actually use it.
I have an idea with the killing. If you become a vampire, you're technically dead.
Yeah, but then
Vampire
you
Pope?
can't be the Pope anymore.
Yes, but that means the sanctified objects
Vampire
become
Pope.
relics.
Yeah, but then we still have to double
Hold
kill you
on.
because you're a vampire.
If the corpse of a pope becomes a relic,
Corpse.
and that pope becomes a vampire, wouldn't that become a sacred vampire?
Or
No.
would it retroactively remove the relic status of everything that Pope has blessed?
No, because becoming a vampire would make it a big sin. So no.
What if you become it unwillingly?
Well, it sucks to be you, but you're already planning about it.
Huh?
I mean, the sucking is implied, yes.
Yeah. Like, what happens to a vampire if they get sanctified?
They
Bye
die.
bye.
And they just die.
It hurts a shit ton.
What if they were human, get sanctified, and then turned into a vampire?
Yeah, they're a vampire.
Yeah, it's possible.
And if then the
By the
Pope...
way, what are you going to do about your problem now? Do you want to spend spend days and let another person die down in Rosenheim? That
Probably
village
not.
city in southern Bavaria will have another dead body, and you did
Okay,
nothing.
I think we should be able to try to make some holy water.
Yeah.
Maybe if we
Yeah,
take
we
long
have-
enough, more annoying YouTubers will die.
I mean, they probably were Lutheranians anyway, so...
We have the all seriousness. We have the relic.
Yeah.
Like, if Nya agrees, we have like fire poke and other cold iron stuff around the house. that we
You
can take.
definitely
All
have one set of a
Fire
fire
pistols.
hook and a small shovel. That is not a problem.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Agree. So we have that. We have the hammer. We have like 2 fireplace tools, and the counts cold iron. Salt is salt. Like if nothing else, we can just go to Aldi for that. And for holy water, we could get holy water, but we have 2 out of 3 already. So. And if we want to get holy water, depending on how powerful it is, we could probably go to like a local church.
Oh, yeah. Would kosher salt be better?
It's still salt.
I think the salt
Oh,
doesn't
yeah.
work because of its holiness, but because of its saltiness.
Yeah.
Also,
What if the salt is holy?
Okay, that...
Kosher is holy. It just means
Okay.
yeah.
It's used for koshering.
I'm ordering online a bug assault.
Do we have those in Do you have those in Germany? I don't know.
Should do, yeah.
Yeah, that's easy to order. You can do that.
Yeah. Actually, they've got a new CO2 powered one, so you can just rapid fire it.
Oh, like an airsoft gun.
Yes, literally.
Have you seen the thing about like the full auto airsoft video?
So just be careful with carrying it openly and without the orange tube, but in other ways we get in
Oh
problems.
no, it's all orange. It's all plastic, so
Yeah.
don't worry.
Good.
And I have a hunting license, so
Yeah,
Yeah, you're-
I could just give it to Helmut if there's please looking at this suspiciously.
I do not have
Also,
this soft air, whatever that is. I only know a slow air on the bagpipes, but I do have a hunting license.
It goes pew pew.
I would
So-
prefer go bang bang, but this will do.
So we could
We've got
basically...
some weapons. Can I try crafting some holy water with Franker's hammer, with my amazing crafting skills?
I think you need a priest for that.
Do we need a priest for that?
You need a priest for that.
You need a priest for that. Okay, we're not able to. Okay, so what should we do next?
We should get
What
Frank
should we do
ordained.
now?
No, like, seriously, I think we should like we have. Look, excuse me. We could wait for the bug assault, but that will be another day probably. So another dead body. Or we could
maybe another YouTuber. Actually, while we're waiting
or
for
innocent
bugs assaults, while we're waiting for the airsoft assault guns, why do we go to local Kirk and get Frank ordained?
I don't think it works that way. Like I said, this is a Catholic area. I don't think you can just go to church and be like, "Hey, I want to be a priest." Okay, done.
I can be very persuasive.
This isn't a mega church.
I don't think they sanctify people anyway.
Yeah, like the
so I
getting
can't- so I-
Frank
so I
ordained was
can't-
mostly a joke, but yeah.
You actually
So
have
I
to
can't
study
bribe
this
them.
shit.
So I can't bribe them.
You could try, but I don't think it'll work.
Yes.
I mean,
It's
you
worth
could
a
try and buy
shot.
you could try and
It's
buy
worth a
indulgences, and Martin Luther would come back from the grave to nil 95
Yeah,
pieces. before
yeah,
that.
exactly. Okay, it's worth a try. Do you think?
If you
I-
want
not-
to.
Maybe instead of trying to just go for straight bribery, we ask if there's a priest who can do this kind of stuff.
Or
Okay, yeah,
you
that'll be
can
the
get-
first.
Yeah, it is.
That'll be the
possible.
first option.
Like it is possible to like get holy water. Like I've seen some photos of people that have like you can just get holy water in certain places. We could go down to the church and ask for could we Father, may we please have a bit of holy water.
Does communion wine work?
Is that sanctified?
I don't think. I mean that's not water, and I think that only transfigurates during communion, and then it like. Then
I
you're
mean, it's
dealing
still
with-
holy.
Yeah, but we're not going to hold communion in the middle of a forest at night. I think.
Oh,
And outside of communion, it's just wine.
okay. Okay, yeah. Why do we go to our local Kirk then?
Oh. There. I don't know how legit this is, but there's Catholically, an online shop that apparently sells holy water blessed by the Pope.
I don't think that's gonna work.
No, what I've seen with like an anecdote online from someone is like if you so this kind of goes against the like the strength of the blessing, but if you get holy water, any water it comes into contact with is holy. So if you get a little bit of holy water and then you put it in these people, they put it in like a big jug of water, and that would by the transitive property, well, they make the entire jug of water holy, and they could use as much as they want, and so long as there's still a little bit in it, you can keep adding water to it, and you just always have a jug of holy water. But
It's a bit,
like
it's
that
a bit
would
like
dilute
diluting juice.
Exactly,
isn't
yeah.
it?
It would just keep diluting. Like it would still count as holy, but I think for our purposes, it would just be it would be like homeopathic holy water.
Yeah, so
I was
nothing.
about to say.
So it wouldn't really, yeah.
Yeah, but
It would-
okay.
I'm more
It
like
would work
I have-
for crazy faithful people, but not for us.
Yeah, I'm more like you
let-
can buy actually apparently sanctified holy water.
Is it Catholic holy water? Or
Yes,
is it
it's from the
Protestant holy
Pope.
water?
Also, I forgot to say, like that's probably what the case there. Like the Pope blessed a little bit of water, and they've just been using that to like make more holy water that's indirectly blessed by the Pope, but for our purposes.
Let's
would-
go to an actual priest.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's go to an actual priest. Okay.
Yeah,
So we get in the car.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean,
I'll drive.
yeah.
Okay, so you drive and to the nearest church. Any church you want to go to specifically?
Not the Lithuanian one.
No, but the Catholic Church in the town in Bad Geisbruch, where Helmut goes every Sunday, like a good little Catholic boy he is.
He was the choir boy there once.
Yeah.
Okay, so the local priest is like an old guy called Hermann Gottlieb.
Of course.
And he's like, evening.
Have we arrived there? I don't.
Yes, you're
It
there.
looks like
He's like saying hi.
I don't know. It looks more like we're still at the base.
Guten Tag.
Yeah, I
Vater
just don't have a background.
Oh, is there not one for?
I didn't expect you to go to church.
It's not expect the unexpected.
Once again, defying expectations. Go us.
you know, get a church background. Sorry.
Let me
Too
just
quick.
fix that really quickly.
Sorry, you couldn't prepare for this. Becomes a vampire hunter. Doesn't go to church.
Okay, so you are
Okay,
inside
thank you.
of the church.
For a bunch of train fans, we're really good at derailing.
Yeah, exactly. People's church.
Da-da-da-da. Okay, so there you go. You're at the church. The priest is talking to you. Ah, yes, hello. Welcome, welcome. How can I help you?
Guten Tag, Vater. Guten Tag, Vater Gottlieb. My apologies for bothering you on this less than holy day. Maybe please request for entirely for entirely pious reasons. Maybe request a small modicum of holy water.
Holy water. Do you have any water and or a flask with you?
Wait, did we bring some water in a flask?
I've got a flask. Give me a second. I walk over to the bathroom, pour out the alcohol in it, and then I'm like, there you go.
Or we could pop down to the Aldi next door.
Yeah. Sorry, 1 second. Let's just go and get.
Let's say we did that on the way.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
So we've got some water and we've got some container for it.
No, you have to actually pour out the fucking liquid.
Somewhere.
Yeah, Zep, get rid of the alcohol.
Step. You didn't know we were going to a church. You bring alcohol into a church.
Sorry.
I know you've got a drink.
Also, I
in
didn't
one
say-
point.
I
This is
didn't
not the place.
Look, I didn't say it was. I'm not saying it's alcohol in there.
I can smell it. It's like literally
There's a little bit of
70%.
fermentation, but I made it myself, and it's not alcohol.
It's moonshine. It's literally fucking moonshine.
Helmut grabs the flask, takes a swig, points at his face and goes, "This is shite. This is shit. This is the worst schnapps I have ever tasted. Pour it away, please, for your own good."
Where did you make it? In a toilet?
That's what it tastes like.
Wait, were you in prison before, Mr. MJ?
No, I was never arrested. Well,
Not that
I was
I would know what
Virginia.
toilet. Not that I would know what toilet wine or toilet schnapps would taste like.
How's that priest called?
Hartmut Gottlieb.
Good. We can blackmail him later if necessary.
Okay. That
He
is
committed a sin
What?
Wait, how can we blackmail him?
because he committed simony.
Simony?
Ow.
The buying or selling of sacraments, relics, or similar as holy water is a sin.
He
Well,
didn't sell it.
He hasn't said that he wants money
not
for it.
for
He
sale.
just
He was
has-
going
he has-
to get some water for us.
My bad then.
Let me pay him the bribe first if you're gonna go that way.
If you want to corrupt this poor innocent priest that I've known my entire life, then go ahead. But do it.
No, only when he does that. We need to be fair here.
What the fuck
No-
is
no
wrong with
entrapment.
you all?
No entrapment.
Okay.
I will not entrap
Okay,
a fellow
Let's
Catholic.
get the water blessed. Okay.
Hartmut blesses the water in the flask. So you now have a flask of holy water.
Danke sehr, Vater. I will see you on Sunday Mass.
Now,
Ja, das will ich doch
Vater.
hoffen.
Father, will it be possible for me to make a donation to your wonderful church? that may go to the poor to help with arms.
I mean, if you want to make an unrelated personal offering,
of course.
let me bring out the almond sack. 1 second. You know, he walks into the back.
I slap Sam on the back and go, Samuel, I did not know you was this pious.
I'm
Good to see you, young man.
I'm just trying to get some good calm.
He comes back from the back with, like, you know, an almond tray. Yeah, please.
Do you take American dollars or?
No.
I've only got American dollars. Not that I've been to America at all or from there. If you can't tell by my American accent. my totally not American accent.
American pounds.
I do not know how you do things in America, but we have a different.
Do you
We have
take
different
card?
coinage here.
Do you
No,
take card?
no.
Helmut puts a bit of money in the alms collection. This doesn't matter, of course.
Okay, here's $100 bill. I think our currency's still worth something.
Well, thank you.
Just.
And now I have to beg
Yeah.
pardon. He looks at the watch on his arm. I am slowly off duty. Have a good day. I will close up the church.
You too.
Danke sehr, Vater. I will see you on Sunday.
Okay. So what do you think, guys? What should we do? Should we get some like super soakers and like blast?
We don't
Some
have
of the
that much
ghosts.
water.
Do we not?
Yeah. We have a flask. We have
Got a flask.
I'm assuming.
Can I analyze the glass to see what makes it holy? To see if I can maybe find
It's
out some more
water.
stuff about it.
With what? A telescope?
Didn't I build
It's
a
water.
little bit of a
Also, a
laboratory?
whole day passed now.
Didn't I build a laboratory into the base? Or...
Yeah, you analyze
No,
it for
that's
the whole
awesome.
night. It's water.
Oh. I can't tell any difference. It just looks like water.
If the Vater says it is holy water, then it is holy water. He is
Okay.
blessed. I
Okay.
trust him.
How about we actually try to solve this?
Okay.
Yes.
So,
By the way, you see on the news, another YouTuber went into the forest.
Which one was it this time?
Boom Boom Cake, horribly disemboweled,
disemboweled.
and maimed.
I wonder what disemboweled would look like.
Like no more intestines, but no cuts either. They just teleport out of the body.
Why does the headline say not much of a loss at all?
It's just no. It's actually very neutral and doesn't do
very-
any judgment. It's German news. They're dry as fuck. No enjoyment.
Okay.
Okay, here, proposal.
Did our assault air guns like arrive?
No.
No. Oh, we got delayed.
Proposal. We know the thing is only active at night, as far as we know. So we take our holy water, a bit of salt, and when on sunrise, we look for the thing behind the tree line, the building that was there, and try to find something out. Maybe get some shovels
Agreed.
and a bit of gasoline.
Okay. Also bring the fire poker,
Yeah.
the cold iron.
The fire poker and the shovel. So we'll be like the two. Yeah. That shovel would be a small thing, but it is still cold iron.
I'm just gonna fill my pockets with salt so I can pocket salt them if I need
Okay.
to. Okay.
Yeah, salt shouldn't be a problem, I think.
Yeah.
Then we go back to
Oh look,
Rosenheim.
my sorry. Oh look, my salt blaster arrived.
I mean,
No,
you
they
can-
didn't.
Oh,
So, we
fun.
Let us go then. It is, we have wasted enough time already.
yeah.
Okay, yeah, let's go.
So go to Rosenheim. How late is it?
You are driving off in the morning, and you arrive roughly around midday.
Okay.
You are back in Rosenheim.
How long would it take to actually get to the place where we want to go, roughly?
Roughly, from the for the place that was shown, it's like 1.5 hours.
Okay, so we have...
And you can drive a good amount of time into it, actually.
Which season is it? Is it summer?
Yeah.
It is late summer, yes.
So it will stay... the sun will be up a long time.
Yes.
So I think it's
Do we,
worth a
know,
shot.
do we know when the sun sets?
Yes, around
It'll be on the other
22.
Around 22.
Okay, so about 10 p.m. Okay. Okay, so
Could be
we arrive at
different
midday.
depending on where you are because it's a very mountainous region.
Okay. Let's just say 8, roughly. Guesstimate. Okay. So that gives us about 7 hours to search, if it'll take us about an hour to get there. Or 6.5. Max, let's say. Okay. Should we head back to where we went last time and sort of saw
Well, we know
found the dead bodies?
We know from the Fenster Oma that there's a specific tree line.
Yes.
It
Is
is
this-
it is
okay,
past,
yeah.
so we have a relatively small searchable area for where it could be.
How big is the area, roughly? If we can remember.
It's a bigger area, but you have a few points where to start.
How many football fields, roughly?
It's more than football fields.
How many American football fields?
This is Germany. How many beer gardens?
Yes.
It's the biggest beer garden you've ever seen in your life.
Ooh.
So, what
Okay.
are you doing?
I guess we...
Should we head back there?
Yeah, we go out in the woods.
We drive out there. I set a timer that will go off an hour before the sunset is supposed to set. That we can be alerted when it's time to leave, if we need to leave.
Okay.
So
So,
we head to the woods.
you're going into the woods. You drive up, and you are in the woods now.
Then I give everyone GPS trackers in case we get separated. And
Should we give like some sort of weapon to each of us? So like one of us take the iron pokers, one takes the relic shovel, stuff like that.
I have the hammer, so
We got the hammer. Okay.
You have salt.
By what? Okay. I've got lots of salt. I'm salty. MJ, you've got a weapon?
I
we
guess
have-
I'll take the iron poker.
Okay. And helmet.
Yeah, then I'll have like the little iron shovel from the fireplace. Little ash
Okay.
shovel.
I have earbuds,
Okay.
right?
You have what?
The earbuds.
Yes, you have.
Okay, then I give them around so that we can stay in contact. And we...
Yeah. So we
Okay.
can talk over a distance.
Yeah, I take like a shovel with me, a general shovel, just in case we need to dig.
Should we all bring one just in case each?
Yeah, I thought we
Oh,
bring
okay.
some shovels,
Okay.
so we should have them.
Yeah. Okay.
then we
we
s-
should take the holy water then.
Yeah. Who takes it?
I'll take the holy water. I only have the little shovel, so it's
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
a big. It'll be a bit
Okay.
of yeah.
Fair.
Should we all go as a team together to look
It
to
should.
search the area, or should we go in like teams of 2 or individually?
We can split up as far as we know the thing isn't active.
Okay. So we're all split up together, but we can still stay in contact.
Yeah, then we
Like,
should be able to
communication.
search the area quicker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you see Helmut like be like a bit more happy and chipper now that they're now that everyone's going into the woods to hunt something. This is like more his speed than investigating in town.
So,
This is something he's
basically,
familiar with.
the region you are, the so-called Grünwald, is basically a big pine forest just stretch inside of the actual forest. You know, through the valley, up the mountain. It's very thick and it's, it's not pitch black, but it's darker. You can see how it blocks at least a little bit of the light. But the one curious thing that the old grandma told you is also there. there is that one hut at the hiking trail that seems a little bit out of place. What are you going to do?
Okay. I
we
start
still
drawing
together?
a map to work out where we are roughly, so we can
So
keep
far
bearing of our surroundings.
you're pretty far
So-
into the mountains and valleys, right up until, but still on unknown hiking trails.
Yeah. So are we still together, or have we already split up?
You're still together at this point.
Okay.
Okay.
You're at that weird hut, basically.
Okay. So are we at the weird hut or?
Yeah.
You're at the weird hut,
Okay.
yes.
Okay, we're at the weird hut.
Okay.
That's a very weird hut.
My God, I got four.
You know what? I appreciate the enthusiasm, though.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Got a sharp roof. I wonder if someone died on it.
We searched the hut.
Yeah.
So, basically, the inside of the hut is not even that big. Usually, if you look at huts, even those, in that region, they're usually a bit more of a permanent thing, Some people live there a little bit. Here it's more like you just have kind of a big main room with some shelves and one fireplace, and basically a small side room where there are like 2 bunk beds. That's it.
Is it like an old hunting lodge sort? Or-
It's a log hut, but it doesn't seem like a hunting lodge. It's very Spartanic.
How big is it roughly? in
Um,
size?
It's just like around 50 square meters. It's not that big.
Okay.
Like there is a
Um,
bit of room in there,
okay.
but not a lot.
So we all start searching the inside of the hut. Do we find anything in particular? Anything that stands out?
Not much. I mean, there's some. There definitely, there are some, on some of the shelves there are now some stored, the the clothing things, blankets. So it's a bit of a survival thing right now, but it's not. It's a bit weird.
How? How so?
As if it's you get the feeling that this was not made for hiking, hunting, or anything that the locals usually did.
So what was it made for?
Well, does anyone maybe want to think about it? Does anyone want to make an intelligence check to maybe figure this out?
Who of us is perhaps the most intelligent here?
Intelligence
Probably.
plus what?
Intelligence, but plus investigation.
Yeah. I
I
have
just have 2 intelligence, no investigation.
same.
I've got 4 intelligence and 2 investigation.
Then you should probably do it.
Then try it.
Okay. Sure. What's the sub dice? So it's the D10 plus.
Yeah, how many points is how many d10s?
Yeah, that's your intelligence plus your investigation together.
Okay, so that's 6 total.
Yes.
So you can
Okay,
you
so
have a dice pool of 6.
Okay. Do I use the D10s or the fire one?
The fire ones. Always the fire
ones.
ones.
Okay. 6 of them. 4 small flames.
Okay, so it kind of hits you. This was probably somewhere this seems all way more like a guard post. Relatively small,
Suspicious.
a bit of maybe sleeping abilities, but nothing permanent. Nowhere to cook, just to keep warm, as if people are rotated in and out on a regular basis. It now just makes a perfect sheltering hut.
There's a lot of. Wait, does it look like there's a lot of foot tracks? Essentially,
No.
That makes it look a bit more like it's been used recently.
I mean, it's not dusty, so there are probably hikers then and there coming over and maybe taking a rest here. But
Okay, so it looks like it's in reasonable, decent use. Okay, so it's a bit like a bothy. Does it feel a bit? You know what a bothy is, right?
no, actually not.
Oh, okay, so
You
Like
you
that,
and your British words.
no, it's more Scottish.
Oh,
So it's a little bit like huts or small shelters that people use when hiking. Often people will leave like food there or like supplies or something like that for other people. It's a place to take like shelter during storms.
it's used
or
as
something like
it's
that.
used like that. Yes, definitely.
Used like that. Okay.
Yeah, that's what she said.
But-
It's used for nowadays. Used for people that hike. They use it as such, but it wasn't originally meant to do that. More like a guard post. That's what she said.
Okay.
And
Well,
it
Buffy
is-
isn't really used. Okay. Anyway, yeah. Okay. So do we find anything like supplies there or inside?
Aside from the
or
blankets,
inside the room?
not really.
Aside from the
Blankets, a bit of
okay.
firewood. That's that. It's just very bare bones.
Is the firewood dry or
It's
like,
dry.
Dry. Okay. So the place hasn't been used in like a week or two,
Yes.
would they? Okay.
Should we probably like also look outside, like look around and see
Yeah.
if there's any?
Are you actually telling your intuition to everyone? Ruben?
Oh yeah, I'm saying it out loud. So yeah.
So you all
So this looks like a bothy sort of. So it's like it looks like a place that people like hikers would come here, like if during a storm.
that's
or,
what I
like-
said.
Okay, yeah. Whatever. Yeah, I say it out loud then. Do you
What do you say out loud?
want me to say it? Okay, I basically say it's like a bothy and it's like a shelter for
How
travelers and stuff like that.
does Sam Alternative know what a bothy is?
So we're role playing now with false information. Okay.
I guess so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then. Yeah, I have nothing to proceed on.
Okay.
Okay. Should we look outside then? Maybe. Do you guys think?
We could.
Since it looks like nothing's been here in a couple of weeks at least. Inside.
How old is the hut? How old does it look? Is
The
there any
old
way to tell?
the hut is old. Like it's probably getting up to the 100 years mark, but not that old. It's an older building, definitely. Sturdy but old.
Oh. Been here for a while. What did the Fenster Oma say? This was about what did she say? 80 years ago.
Roughly. When she was a child, so yeah, around that.
Oh. Yes, this looks like it could be about that old, or maybe older.
So,
Okay.
are you going to look outside?
Yes.
Yes, probably a
Okay.
good idea.
Yeah. We go look outside.
All right. Do you want to investigate the outside?
Yes.
Then, if you all want to do that, I want to have an awareness try with. Basically, yeah, it's awareness with intelligence.
Okay,
I've got good awareness.
Yeah.
How many?
How much?
I've got 4.
Got
I've-
5.
Everyone who
I've-
wants to
I've-
try, use
Yeah.
it.
Give me a second to pull up
Okay.
the roller because it's been something.
Awareness plus intelligence.
Yeah. Okay, should I
The
roll?
yellow ones.
Just tell everyone. Tell me how many successes you have.
2 successes.
Oh, yeah. I have three small flames, so 3 small successes.
Okay.
So I rolled a yellow dice, right?
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Technically.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yellow and black of some sort.
Yeah. You just
It's
you,
awareness plus intelligence.
Oh, my God.
You have 4. I know.
And the big one, I think.
It counts as 1.
Oh, okay.
I got 3 flames.
Okay. So
The different colored dice are only for I think desperation.
desperation dice. That is when you want to
Oh, okay. So I just rolled a d10s.
yeah.
Those are D10s.
Those are all D10s. Okay, basically the yellow ones are the standard dice you roll. But if you use a desperation die on top, then you would add a black one.
Yeah, you could also do the other way around. Doesn't really matter.
It doesn't matter. This is
Okay.
more like if you have them physically. Okay, Franka, you suddenly notice something. There's like one of the trees it has fallen over near the road. But the closer you look, you just notice that there is kind of a clearing between the trees behind that tree, as if there was a road there. It's definitely grown over now, but there is space for vehicles to travel there. Just the fallen trees in the way right as of now.
Well, I tell that to my party and propose we go down that trail.
Sounds good.
Okay. Yeah, sounds good.
Helmut marches off.
Okay, Grandpa just watches into the forest.
I follow.
Bye, Grandpa.
Yeah, I march into the down the trail. Like this is Helmut in his element.
I tried catching up with him, like jogging up
I
behind
stick
him.
with I stick with Sam. Just so that we're not too split up.
Yeah, yeah. Frank is left behind.
No, I already told.
Oh no, okay. You catch up.
Okay,
Oh, you went.
So-
yeah.
you all walk down that path through the Grünwald. It basically is right through that forest line. It's a bit darker. It's a bit spooky. You all get a bit unnerved, but it's still the day.
Do you
After
feel
walking a
any,
bit-
like, oh, sorry.
After walking a bit, the trees clear up, and you are at the side of another mountain, and in front of you there is an old, farm with a sign called Grünwallalm. There's a barn and there's a main building. What are you doing?
No, this wasn't on the map. If it was on the map, I'd have seen it. I think this is probably what Frau Fenster-Oma was talking about. We should look around.
Well then, let's search the building.
So what are you doing? Do you go to the barn or do you go to the main building? There is a main entrance to the building, and there is also a big metal door, that apparently goes to some kind of basement.
On the main building or the barn?
On the main building.
Main building.
Okay, I'll check out the door to the basement.
Okay, it's pretty heavy and a bit rusted, so you do need some strength to pull it open.
Who's the strongest of us?
I've got 2.
Probably me.
Also Franka has the hammer.
Yeah.
Franka
I
just
have
has 4 strength. She's really a buff girl.
Oh, damn.
She really is Alexander Anderson, but female. Alexandra Anderson.
Okay, so do you want to try prying it open?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so give me a strength and athletics check.
Strength and athletics. That's 6. 2.
It got a bit it moved a bit, but you couldn't get it open on this try.
Can I try again?
Obviously, you can try again. It's just a door.
Just a door. 4. 5.
Fine.
Sorry.
You just, the already loosened door, you just... And with like a big swing and dust puff, they fling to the side and open.
That's done. We can go in.
There's there in front of you is a darkness, but you do see a very old light switch on the side.
Does any of us have any torches or flashlights?
We had them last time.
Did we keep them with us this time?
I presume so, because we left them
Yeah.
last time in the van, so we would have brought them with us, I think.
Yeah, we're going
Okay,
into.
yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I mean, it's the DM's call in
so-
the end.
It makes sense.
Okay.
If you want flashlights, you should have brought them with you.
Okay, yeah, we forgot to.
Okay.
I tried turning on the light switch.
There's an old click, and it does a bit of zzz, 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 poof, and with a dong, 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 a bunch of light bulbs turn on, and in front of you is a big basement with all sorts of mechanical apertures and tanks, and also the insignia of an inhuman regime you thought was gone long ago.
There's a Panzer here?
Kind of think I know where this is going.
Yeah, I had a feeling when it was 8 years ago. I had a feeling.
Interesting that they never shut off the power to this place.
So,
I
basically,
take a look around.
yeah, you all
at
just
the-
realized you had just walked straight into an old Nazi lab.
Thank you. You should be more assertive as the GM.
I mean, I thought I had to say that again because apparently 2 people realized it and 1 person didn't.
That's not the point. If
Okay.
you want to say something,
What?
you overrule us in
Yes.
everything, so do it, please.
But yeah, you just walked straight in an old Nazi laboratory.
Okay. So is there a tank or not?
There is no tank.
Okay.
It's like, okay, wait. There are glass tanks, incubators.
Yeah, not a driving tank.
Not the driving tank, no.
Okay.
Maybe it's in
There
the
are
bar.
tanks, not sponsors.
Yes. So, what are you going to do?
I look around to see if there's any like books or records.
Well, you do find a bunch of old. Records and books. Also, you all get sucked into something in a bit of the center of the room because there is one podium with a bit of an older book. And behind it is a metal machine with something like of a wooden staff mounted into it. What are you
Hi,
going to do?
Guys, I don't think we should maybe touch that. Like, can we, like, spritz it with the holy water, do you think? Because I'm getting, like, bad vibes from all of this.
What, you think we're gonna get some Nazi cooties or something like that?
Yeah.
Nazis were pretty religious.
You do see that some of the equipment is a very weird other insignia.
Can I maybe know what it is?
If you give me an intelligence and occult roll,
Intelligence and occult. Okay, I can actually do that.
How many stats do you have in that?
Small and big.
well, everyone in the occult, if you look at it, you're like, oh, this was a base of the Thule organization.
Who would have guessed?
Cthulhu? I don't think I've heard of that before.
Okay, so
Well
you have-
enough about the Thule organization to explain it to the scientists.
Yeah. Basically, the Thule organization was an old Nazi organization during World War II that tried to, that had multiple horrible inhuman experiments to create superhumans, basically, and lead to a Nazi victory. MJ, I suppose you're going through the old documents.
Yes.
Basically, the thing you found out is that this was a base station for a project called Grüner Mensch, headed by Grüner Mensch,
Green person, human.
green human. Basically, they were led by a guy called Engelbert von Wallstein, who was dabbling with, certain old artifacts that he got provided with. Apparently that book and the staff, with the implicit idea of fusing humans with animal spirits to basically create humans that can rely on more plants for sustenance, and with the idea of soldiers in the field can just eat stuff like grass or tree bark and digest that, so they're not as reliant on supply lines anymore.
Were they trying to make any cat girls?
Well, you notice that in the documents they say they are using the Book of Bast, which is apparently an old book they found in Egypt.
I take a closer look at the tanks. Are they filled with anything?
No,
Do I see
they're empty.
anything
They're
there?
dry.
They're empty. Okay.
So they used the cat goddess.
But they tried to do it with. But from the documents, they tried to fuse cows with humans specifically.
I mean, we heard a moo on the video from the YouTubers, so it makes
Yes.
sense.
But also, Engelbert von Wallstein kind of rings a bell on your end. Especially Sam. You remember Wallstein was the name of one of the doctors working at the hospital.
The hospital where Mike used to be at a bunch.
No, at the hospital
For
of
a reason.
Rosenheim.
What?
Oh, Rosenheim. Oh, okay, that's right. I'm mistaken. Guys, I think this might have something to do with the hospital. It reminds me of the hospital. What was I supposed to think again? I forgot. Sorry.
The guy looking at Latinas.
No, that's a different one.
Sorry, there's too many doctors. No, I've actually forgotten. Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, the one doctor you think of is the Schön Doctor. I don't know how he's called. I call him
Schönberg.
Schön. Yeah, great. And he isn't it? It's someone else.
Yes. So, are you doing something else down there?
Well, we know there's a cow spirit. Do they have
Probably
any
check out
logistics stuff where like they buried the remains of humans and cows?
You see an incinerator in the back.
Okay, that's bad.
Okay.
And also, Helmut, from reading in the library, you kind of realize slowly that you're probably not dealing with a specific ghost, but the manifestation of the hatred festering of this place in general.
Well, we had that last session.
Yeah. This place is evil. You need to sanctify it.
Sanctify. Like, what do you mean by evil? Like, how is this place evil? Right? It's just science. Sort of.
How do we know how
Helmet.
to get rid of an apparition of that kind?
Well, there are multiple ways. Some of the most obvious ones are you just help them fulfill whatever grudge they have. And
Likely,
make-
since they attack on sight.
Wait,
Maybe
who actually
maybe they've got a grudge on the existence of this site, and possibly, or they could be having a grudge on that doctor whose name came up.
maybe.
Have any of you guys found anything like what may be having the grudge or cause the grudge, or sort of? Like, is there any specific person who has a grudge?
Well, we already established that it's the place that has the grudge. It has accumulated anger.
Not like a specific person or spirit.
No, that's why it's an
No,
apparition. It's similar to a ghost, but it's a non-specific entity.
Ah, okay. So, yeah. Sorry, mad scientist.
Happens.
I get kind of mad sometimes. In a dumb way, but yeah.
Is the incinerator empty? Are there still some remains?
It's empty. I mean, there is a pile of ash, but it's also dusty and old.
So
And is the incinerator like based by the wall, or is it like
It's at
access
the
all
wall.
the sides of it? It's in the wall. Okay.
It's at the
I don't
wall.
think we can. Oh, it's at the wall. I don't think we could build. I don't think we could like pour a circle of salt around it to contain it.
we could try just covering the ash in salt. We should have enough of it.
Okay. Yeah. I pour some of my pocket salt into the ash.
While they're doing that, I go around and check out the barn real quick. Just try and take a look in.
Well, so by the way, pouring the salt on the ash doesn't really do anything.
Nothing happened.
Yeah.
It wasn't affected.
MJ, as you open the barn, you see that there's like a weird, it's dark in there, but there's like a weird cow-like being standing in the side, in the shadow of the barn, with a human face. It's looking at you.
Oh.
I close the door.
Okay. Good.
Baby,
I close the door and I go back to the group and I just say, "You might want to check out what's in the barn. Kind of weird."
What kind of weird do you mean? Like, explain, please.
Imagine Jeff Bezos' face on a cow's body. Something like that.
Oh, you just mean Jeff Bezos normal. Not that I would know him.
I don't know who that is, but
I don't know, he looks kind of bald. That's the only bald guy I'm aware of.
Wait, you guys don't have male pattern baldness in your family?
No.
Aww. Can you have my children?
I don't think things work like that.
With science, I'm good at science. I could figure it out.
Ah, yes, the new goal of Sam Alternative MPrec.
Sounds like
Well,
a
it's
pain to
what the
figure out.
billionaires do.
Anyways,
So, yeah.
there was a weird cow thing that looked at me. So I
well,
closed
wait.
the door and I left.
how about if it's in the barn, still, possibly, let's draw a salt circle around the barn first?
Sure. Yeah, I've got enough salt there. I brought like a whole. Well,
Okay,
I
it's
brought
a
bunch
big
of salt.
barn, but you can actually draw a circle around it.
Cool.
Okay. So I start salting a circle around the barn.
Yeah.
Okay?
Okay. So should we try talking to the cow person?
Should we talk from the outside of the circle in, or be in the circle talking to the cow? Do you think, guys?
We should probably be on the outside. I mean, I don't know.
Firstly, did the cow see you?
I think so.
Like, did it
I
look at
think
you? Or
I think we made eye contact, but it was hard to tell if it was, like, there.
okay,
Mentally.
like there. Yeah, okay. So
should we draw a corridor with the salt? Like draw footsteps to stand in?
do I have enough salt to do that?
Not really, no.
No. Okay, guys, I don't think I have enough salt to do that. I mean, it was a big barn. Like, it's hard to make a circle that big with salt. So, yeah, how are we going to be able to talk to it? Because the door's closed. Or it looks closed, at least to me. Do we just shout at it? Or do one of us want to go inside the circle and open the door, then jump back out?
I don't think ghosts react much to noise. Probably. So I guess I go in. Or has someone a better idea?
Oh, I thought you said you went in. Oh, okay.
No, I'm asking more like
asking.
I can go in.
Okay. If you want to go in, unless MJ wants to do what I did before.
No, I think we can just kind of open the doors and see where things are going.
Wait. Is there like a big
I just didn't want to confront it myself. I don't know what I'm doing.
Is there some,
Don't
like,
talk
big
over
long
each
stick?
other.
What?
One at a time, Zeb first.
I just think we should open the doors and check out what's going on as a group. I don't think we should try and confront this thing alone, just because you never know.
Agreed.
Well, that's what the salt circle's for. Is there some sort of long stick or pole nearby that we could use to open the door from a distance, from outside?
I don't think we need to be that cautious. We can always just try and run outside of the circle.
Okay.
And it's also daytime, so I double check what time it is and how much time we have left on my timer.
Yes, it's still you're still really good. It's only around 15, and the in the middle of the day.
Okay.
3 p.m. Okay. Okay. Let's open the door together then.
Okay.
While we're doing that, I brandish my hammer to use repel the unnatural in case it attacks on sight.
Okay. So you open the barn door again, and there's the cow thing. And just kind of staring at you. You can see how it's a bit see-through, like it's not alive. It definitely is a type of ghost.
It's translucent.
Yes. It's just jittering a bit, but not really doing anything.
How do you think that was bold, MJ?
Balding. Close enough.
Okay. Should one of us try talking to it?
Sure.
Are you trying?
No, I'm asking it the group. Does anybody want to try talking to it?
Go for it.
I don't want to talk to it. Does anybody else want to talk to it? Albert, you seem pretty fearless.
I can try if you want.
Okay.
I just try.
Are you standing in or outside the salt circle, or are you standing in or outside the light that shines through the door?
We are probably all inside the circle, but inside the light still, since we haven't moved into the barn and just opened.
Yes. Okay then.
Hello, being?
It suddenly fixates on you. Jitters stronger. As and just with like lightning speed.
Mm-hmm.
It's just at the corner of the light. And stares at you. Angrily.
Doesn't look like you can go in the light.
I take a step outside the circle, so I'm just like behind the circle.
Mm-hmm. What were the methods of killing an apparition like that again?
Basically, you you either have to fulfill the grudge or destroy the thing that creates it.
Okay, an apparition is created by a place, right?
Yes.
We could maybe burn this place down.
Can we trap it with the salt?
Well, we have trapped it with the salt until it rains.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Guys, don't you think we should be behind the circle so it can't, since we've trapped it? Don't you think?
Yeah.
Maybe just take a step back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's
we
still
take a step back behind the circle.
It's still eyes Franka doesn't.
Can I help you?
Death to Wallenstein. Death to this place. It really speaks unnaturally and with deep-seated hatred and anger.
So as far as I know, I can do either, right?
What?
As far as Franka knows, I can do either kill the doctor or burn the place down.
Yes.
Okay. I'm voting for
what-
burning the place down. Killing someone is hard to get away with.
We can make it seem like an electrical fire.
Yeah, fair.
Okay.
The wires are probably old and probably not tended well, given probably no one goes out here, so...
I mean,
And
did any of us bring a lighter?
If we brought some gasoline, that should be enough.
Did we bring gasoline?
Yeah.
Yes,
I don't remember
we
bringing.
talked about that.
Maybe we have a goldfish here.
Yeah, it was for burning the body in case there is one.
Oh yeah, that. Okay, yeah. So,
We should.
what do we vote on? Killing the guy or just burning this place down?
I'm for
Burn
burning.
this place.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm for burning.
Yeah. we should burn this
Mr.
place.
Moo, would you rather us burn the place down or kill the guy?
That is up to you.
No, he asked Mr. Moo.
So,
Mr. Moo. The cow.
it just angrily moves.
Well,
Doesn't really seem like he's got opinion.
It's just angry mooing.
Yeah, okay. Let's just burn this place down then.
He's not
Mr. Moo,
play around.
I don't know how long this is going to take. It shouldn't take too long, but we are here to help you. We are going to take care of this place so that no one else can ever use it again.
Are we burning the barn down or both the barn and the building, guys?
both, and we should start with the building in case it just gets
Yeah.
somewhere else.
Okay.
So, do you still want to search the building or do anything there?
I take a look at the buildings, like what the building is made of.
It's some old stone, but also a lot of inside it's a lot of wood. So
I
So
like-
it's mostly a wood building.
Yeah.
wood and stone, very
Wooden
traditional.
stone.
Meanwhile,
How much stone?
We should at least look around before we burn it, just in case.
Mm-hmm.
If nothing else, we want to make sure we burn it properly.
Okay. How about I keep watch on the Mr. Moo here,
Sure.
and you guys take a look around.
So yeah,
so we
as
search
you-
the building.
Yeah.
I'll get music tapes.
So basically, as said, down in the basement, there's like the old machinery and tools,
Yeah.
and the book and that weird staff in the machinery that were used as, apparently one was the source of their ideas, and the other one is some sort of conduit they were talking about that they found. And upstairs, you just see it's more of a living quarters amenities with some evil literature. But also you find a wooden box.
What kind of evil literature?
A certain book that's not allowed to publish anymore.
Ah, that one.
I keep watch on Mr. Moo. Is he doing anything?
Just staring angrily and...
Okay.
He's not moving.
Let's open the wooden box.
So, you open the box, and with a few clicks, the lock opens. And inside you see sparkling 3 gold bars.
Nice.
With the insignia of, the shitty empire.
Still
regime.
sell them. It's probably worth more to some people.
Yeah.
If we ever need money.
I could probably use connections to sell them.
Well, let's keep them in that box.
Yes.
How about we go down into the basement and take the book and the staff?
Those are unholy. I do not know if we should. Might be better for everyone if we burn it with the rest.
Yeah, it's a book of an
It might-
Egyptian goddess. That's not unholy. It's just different holy.
Helmut is a staunch Catholic.
I mean, Franca as well. She's just weird.
The book's probably not a problem. The staff might be connected to the rest of the ritual or whatever caused this.
Can we maybe find some clue what the staff might be in the book?
So, you can't actually read what's in the book because it's like actually ancient Egyptian hieroglyphs. But from the But from the documents, it said that they don't really know where the staff came from. They got it handed down, but it's apparently some entity from Europe that's also older.
Yeah, seems Catholic enough.
I've never heard.
It's a wooden staff. So do you maybe want to inspect it?
Sure.
Yeah.
What do I need to do that?
Basically, you need
Probably occult, I
it's
guess.
intelligence and not occult actually. I mean, at that point, it would probably be more something like
What else would it be?
Science, maybe, if it's historical items.
science. It's science, yeah, to agree. Science, yes, intelligence and science.
Yeah, I think that's.
Oh, occult, yeah, occult. You can say it. Intelligence and occult.
Yes.
It still makes more sense. Yeah.
Can I shout to them to see what they're doing? They hear me?
Yeah, you can.
Okay. Guys, how's it going? What you found?
Pretty well in the staff.
Pretty well?
Yeah. Also, a three flames and a big one.
Okay, so you realize that those staffs were pretty ubiquitous with with druidic traditions, like before, also before Catholicism arrived in Europe, but also during the early days. So you can't really say how old it is, but you can say it is weirdly made out of elderberry wood.
Elderberry wood. Does it seem like there's any security trap or something on those items?
No.
How about we just take them and inspect them later?
Also, if you find anything like books or reference materials, do you guys think you could take them with us as well?
I pick up.
Sure.
I collect everything that has been requested and stuff, and I say I'll start shuttling some of this stuff back to the van.
Okay, so it's basically you take the book, you take the staff, and a bunch
Are we
of.
taking the gold?
Yes.
Okay, and I take the box of gold.
Okay, you're overloaded, by the way. You definitely need another hand.
I take multiple trips.
Because
it's
they're
not
like-
that far to the van.
And it is a trip. I have said half an hour at least.
Okay.
Helmut also like. If it's a box, does it have two handles? We could like carry it between us.
Yeah, you can do. It can be handled between
okay.
you. But there's like four. There's like 5 big research books, written fully. So the research documents, there are a bunch of them.
I can put the research documents under one arm and then hold the box with the other.
5
can we-
big books.
Can we put the books in the chest, or is the chest not big enough?
The
for that?
chest is not that big enough.
And full of gold.
That's the other thing.
Yeah. There's some big gold
I look
bars
for another box.
You don't really find one.
I look to see if there's a bag of some sort.
we can like if we carry the box between us, like we can carry at least 1, maybe 2 books under the other arm each.
Yeah.
Roughly?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's like what 2, 3, 4 books with us, and the other 2 can like we can let the other books probably leave it outside the house and have the others carry them
Yes.
when they're done.
Yes, store it by me.
Yeah, and in the meantime, I probably use some gasoline on the house, on key parts, to make it burn very well when the others come back.
Okay.
The wood.
Yes, mostly on the wood. And other burnable things I find. Maybe I shove around some furniture to make it develop more heat
Okay.
later.
You make a bit of a, pile there.
Yeah. So I guess nothing happens until the others come back, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So we can set the first house aflame then.
Okay.
Okay. So, You set the first. You set down the flame, and it just whoosh through the drenched wood because it's like old dry wood. It just soaked up the gasoline. It starts burning. As you walk outside, you just realize something. This is starting to burn faster than you expected. As if something else is feeding the flames. But as of now, no way of stopping them anymore. They're like climbing up the walls, and the inferno is just expanding. And you hear wallowing cries of agony as they dissipate into the ether. You all hear them, by the way. It's quite a gruesome
Is it
Humanoid?
quite loud?
humanoid, yes.
Oh.
Well, if it's just the one last scream before they don't have to suffer anymore, then that's worth it, I guess.
Yeah. But also you realize that, with it getting later in the day and darker, this thing seems to burn pretty bright and pretty stronger by the minute.
Let's set the barn on fire quickly.
Yep.
Same thing with the barn, by the way. It just starts burning really fast.
Okay, so now that it burns, we should get out of here.
Yes,
Yeah,
let's get out of
it's
here.
getting dark.
Mr. Moo, if something's wrong, please don't chase after us. We will try to solve your. If this doesn't solve your grudge, we'll be back.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is anything happening to Mr. Moon?
It just stands it actually stands in the barn, as it starts burning, and just screams. It just moves louder and louder. Just ever more intense.
But let's move, people.
Yeah. Okay. We head back to the car
Yeah.
with all the stuff.
And then I'll drive us all back to. Where do we want to go? Do we want to go back to the town or back
Okay.
to our base?
So
That
you
was a
hurry back.
question
First
from
of all,
Zeb first.
yeah.
Yeah. And MJ asked the question to us.
Do we
Yes,
want to
but
go back
can
to
I
the-
say first that you all just run back to the car then first?
Sure.
Okay.
While you do that through the forest, you hear increasingly how those wallowing screams become louder and louder
Which wallowing screams?
from the burning building.
Oh.
As you arrive through the car, you can actually see that the smoke and even a bit of the fire is actually visible behind the big tree line.
Guys, we probably should get moving very quickly because the fire surface is probably going to see this.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's maybe consider going off road a little bit too.
So, are you driving in the direction of the town or away from the town?
Let's drive away from. I think we should
Away.
drive away from the town, away from any emergency services in case we get. Do we think that we can say that we saw the stuff? Do we have any evidence on us?
I mean, it's
Wait,
gonna
what?
be weird considering you're probably the only ones really coming down in a vehicle from that direction.
And
should go-
the
we
evidence
should
is
go.
probably the empty gasoline cans we bought.
Yeah.
They're with
We
us.
have the gasoline cans on us.
You don't
Yeah.
want them with fingerprints on the scene, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah,
we
we
make it obvious not
We
electrical
have.
fire. So yeah.
we go away from emergency services
Yeah.
to reduce the chance of being intercepted.
Okay, so you basically drive higher up into the mountain. There are like some, backwater paths to reach, some backwater streets again to reach some villages up in the mountains, but they take a bit. As you drive higher up the road, you see that the fires are really high now. You can definitely see that there is, you can definitely see that this is visible from a while miles ago, and also
Miles away.
from miles away. Also, there is a helicopter approaching the site, and you can definitely see that there is a column of black vehicles driving closer and closer. Even
Also,
even the pretty big and bulky one, which you can probably think is probably more of an armored vehicle.
Are we able to overlook the whole situation from how high we up are in the mountain?
You can just roughly see the smoke and fire rising ever higher. The screams from behind the trees, but you can only really see the valley part going down to town again, and you see that there are people approaching from that part. It's you definitely made a scene. People know that something happened.
All right, and the location that we're at, is it kind of like an open area, like a place that people might be if they're just kind of like
It's a
hanging out
hiking
in
trail.
mountains, or
It's a hiking trail that is also used to make to supply some of the huts inside of on the mountains.
okay.
So there might be people, there might be not people.
If they stop us or they find us at some point, we can probably just say that we were wandering through the mountains on the hiking trails.
Yeah, we just saw like a massive flame there. Don't know what happened.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, should we head back to the safe house then?
Does it look like
That would.
the way back into town is clear of vehicles, or
No. If you drive back into town, they would definitely notice you. There's like a pretty big setup there.
Is there a way to get back to the safe house without going through town?
Can we go?
I-
Can we
I
through
looked to
the
see
highway
if
from here,
there's-
or yeah.
I look to see if there's a route that I believe that I can take the truck off-roading that would get us back to town.
There are some some other towns and some other trails and hiking paths that you can take to reach another that you can use to reach another road again more deeper into the mountains that would lead to other villages in the region.
Could we use that to circumvent Rosenheim and get back to a safe house?
Yes, you can.
The highway, yeah.
Okay.
Hey, we
Well,
do
then
that.
I'll take the route that I can see as like the least the least likely route that I find to be to have like authorities on them, and then I'd take us back to the safe house.
All right. So you all drive back to the safe house in silence. The noise and the screams, they really went through your bones. And it scared you. But also seeing that huge amount of black vehicles pour out of the town and just arriving at the scene fast. Whatever there is, you're not alone. And whoever is, and probably someone of those, of that group, whoever that is, probably knows there is another party at play.
Were we followed at all?
No, but you, God damn it, I wanted to make this one smaller, but where's the,
Scroll. Zoom out.
yeah. Basically, your danger level increased.
It's danger 1.
Yes.
What does that mean?
Basically, other parties are now aware that there is another group acting on certain things.
Probably found the salt circle at the very least.
Probably they found the Salt Circle. Also, someone had to torch that building.
Both of them, actually.
Yes. So, wherever that organization is, they probably are a little bit more on edge right now.
More,
Going forward.
more aware of things.
Yes.
Yeah, but I mean, rules-wise, what does that mean? to us?
Basically, it just means it will all a bit harder for you to act undercover.
Did our salt blasters arrive?
After a few days of waiting, they actually arrived. There was a strike.
Yay.
Yeah. Also, 265% tariffs. But
Oh, more
so like,
expensive.
it's like what one tick in the on the danger track.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, and with that, You cleared up the terror of Rosenheim.
Oh, Moo's gone.
The move's gone, actually. In the following days, you have not heard of any more maimed or mauled hikers, or YouTubers for that matter.
It has moved on.
Have, like, any remains being found in the building? Because there were screens.
No. All you heard they say there was a mysterious fire in an old, undocumented hunting lodge that burnt down.
That's all it says in the news.
Well, so either there wasn't anything or they covered it up. Good, I guess.
At the very least, they shouldn't, since they're covering it up, it shouldn't be made public that about the stuff that we have. So
Yeah, it depends. Either they're hunters, then we should be fine, more or less. Or they're actual remnants of the Thule Society, then we have problems. Unlikely, but what do I know?
At this point, all we know is they are an organization, they have resources,
Yes.
presumably influence. Too early to say what kind. I'm sure we'll find out eventually, one way or another.
Well,
We could try and investigate them, but that might attract more attention.
yeah.
Yeah, let's stay low for a week.
Yeah, if they haven't noticed us, we should stay away from them. How about we go through those research documents we brought?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So it takes a bit of it takes a you lay low for a week and search for the documents, but like I mean you kind of expected to not find more than the research of a madman. Basically, his idea was to create soldiers that don't rely on very specific food to be able to digest and were able to just command nature and consume it. And his idea was to use certain parts of the book of Bast, as they say, that they fought in Egypt, which was apparently their it's just filled with rituals to her and how to call her, but most importantly that there is a section on how to fuse certain animal spirits to create servants of Bast. And he just abbreviated that.
So, until we can read ancient Egyptian, we are as stuck as Athens.
Are you sure it's ancient Egyptian?
It's fucking hieroglyphs.
Okay, perhaps we should find a professor of archaeology, of Egyptian archaeology, or something like that, to maybe help us. Don't you think, Alex?
This book must have been copied in the Middle Ages or later.
I mean, we have nothing better to do.
I mean, a week passes at least, and you lay low.
Mhm.
After a week, though, there's a certain knock on the door.
A sudden knock.
It's a knock on the door.
Oh. Does somebody want to open the door?
I'll go answer the door.
Okay. In front of the door, there is a guy with a suitcase and sunglasses. And, basically...
That's the mullet guy! Is his mullet talking to us?
No.
Oh.
He knocks the door. You can see him through the peephole.
Oh. I think MJ said he was answering the door.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I said I answered the door.
Oh, good day, sir. Am I right that this is the place of a certain group that retrieved a certain object recently? from southern Germany.
What?
I am looking for staff specifically. My contractors say you have them in your possession.
We have blisters.
I am here with a proposal that might be beneficial for both of our sides.
I shout down to Helmut, "Hey, hello, come
Okay.
have a look at this. Bring your shotgun."
Guys, quiet. Okay. Go on.
May I enter first? I don't want to be talking to you in public here.
Why do you want to enter?
Because what I are about to offer you has to be discussed in private.
Well,
I think you
there's
should stay
not
out
really
there.
much there. Hold on. This is a private property, and there's not really anyone around. We're I think this is
a-
pretty private already.
This is a private enough setting.
So, I have to insist that this discussion we might have is going to happen indoors and secluded.
Albert,
Let the
get
man
your
in, let the
bloody
man in.
shotgun.
Let the man in.
Get your
Okay.
bloody shotgun.
You're the quiet, Sam.
Aw.
I moved to the side and move my body out of the way to see if he enters.
He said, "Thank you," and he just enters.
Okay.
So he said, "Is there anywhere to sit down and discuss the matter at hand?"
I bring the
There's
guy a chair.
Yeah, well,
There-
I beckon him into the sitting room.
And I place a chair in the middle of the room.
I mean, there are already like chairs in the sitting room. That's why it's a sitting room. There's also like a big stuffed bear in the corner, slightly dusty but menacing.
No, I want to sit him in the middle of the room. So we're surrounding him.
Okay. So he sits down and puts down his suitcase and opens it with a click. Sorry for my, okay, fuck. Sorry for my secrecy, but I couldn't just say the name of my. You know what? Now I just have a problem. That's the thing with English. Sometimes you just forget words.
Only in English.
I have the problem with Dutch more often than English.
I also have a problem with
Wait, is this an
German.
actual problem or is this that?
This is not nag. That is just out of character.
Oh, okay.
Sorry. I'm going back in. So, and sorry for my secrecy. I could just not disclose the name of my of the person I'm working for out in the open. You do not know who is listening. Anyway, he pulls out a card and hands it over to you. I'm
I read
here.
the card.
There. It stands. There's a company name written on it.
Okay.
The Holler Holding Incorporation. The Holler Holdings Incorporated. Like my my company, especially the CEO of our company, says that you have an object of hers in your with you that is rightfully hers, and she would be glad to buy it back. But on top of that, there is something missing from that certain object, and she would like to retrieve it from that you retrieve it for her.
Okay, how much can you tell us ahead of time about this object?
It's a staff made of elderberry wood. I believe you should
object that
have
should
it.
be with staff.
The objects with with the staff were 5 black jewels that were sitting in the top part of the staff that have been removed. Up until recently, we were not able to locate the staff because they were under certain under the protection of certain magical glyphs that warded off their position to our CEO.
What's the proposal, like the full proposal?
We want to buy that staff back, obviously. We are business people, not armed thugs. Otherwise, we do want you to retrieve the 5 jewels that are missing. They have been auctioned off like a few decades ago, but then we lost track of them because as long as the main body was under award, we could not track any individual parts of them. Now we do know that they are in the vicinity of a smaller town in Alsace.
Are they all in the same place?
Yes, we believe so.
So
This has to
you
be done
want
in
us-
secrecy, so you seem to be the best way to do that without any trace back to our company. We can obviously provide you with a certain degree of equipment according to our abilities, but that would be that.
How do you? What was your last information on the staff before you lost track of it?
The staff has been stolen over 100 years ago by a certain Earth government and has since then been under wards. The jewels have been subsequently apparently stolen from the staff and sold off.
Okay. Well, sir.
By the way, he takes
I'm-
out a small leather pouch, puts it on the table, and pushes it forward. This is 1/4 of the payment that we intend to offer you in case for the staff and the retrieval of the jewels, if you may so.
How much is that? May I ask, sir?
Just look inside.
No, what's the figure?
I take a look at the amount of money.
It's a smaller leather purse, but there are gold nuggets inside.
Are we interested in money?
I've already got a bunch of money, so I'm a little bit less interested.
Anything?
I'm at resources 4, so I'm pretty rich if I need to be. Not
Obviously, if you take this job, we will be able to. We would see this as also a favor, and can you support you a bit in the future?
building connections.
Would you, in addition to taking this job and the payment that you've offered,
You said something about resources.
let me finish my thought first.
Sorry.
Would you be able to sell a certain item for us?
That depends on the nature of the item.
It's not too different from this nugget. It's just the context of it's not too good for the public.
We can see what we can do. Otherwise, obviously, the amount of payment is one thing. Everything you do find at the location, you can that is not part of our deal, you can stay with you. We do not care.
Is the important thing that it just does. Do you care about this being a quiet operation or just not tracing back to you?
We do not care if it's quiet or not. It should just not trace back to us.
On the topic of quietness, you said something about resources that you may be able to provide to us.
Indeed.
Could you elaborate on that?
We cannot disclose what we can do. Right now, it would be support of maybe a few tools or firearms, but they would be going back to us so that they are untraceable.
I am intrigued by your offer. We would like a moment to discuss among the group first, just so that we have a consensus.
May I ask still if we can still buy the staff off of you?
That's what we want to discuss.
Yes, we're intrigued by that, by the opportunity to hand it off. We just need to discuss it first.
Okay. Then please discuss.
Thank you.
Okay, what do you guys think?
We go into another room out of your shot.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, I'm not interested.
I'm not too interested in what they do either with the staff. I think based off of that, it seems like they are the original owners of the staff. I don't think it's for any nefarious needs. I think they just want their item back, and it could be, but how would we know? I think it's fine, and I guess we're building a relationship with this group of some sort, even if it's just contractual, might be beneficial to us.
If the
I also quite.
yeah.
Sorry, go on.
I am mildly concerned about the staff, but at this point, it would probably be in our best interest. If they do something nefarious with it, we can probably
We can
handle
always
that
address it later.
Yes, for the time being, it would be good to have them as a resource at least.
Yes.
I quite.
Yeah.
Go on.
I would want it out of. I want these things out of my house.
MJ, you're going to say something?
he did
No,
already.
I just think it's it's probably a fine idea to just wipe these. The only thing I am curious about is how they figured out.
Well, they
who-
talked about magic warding, so apparently there's some kind of tracking method on the thing.
Yeah, you know what? Maybe that was how they found out where we were. That would explain that.
Yeah, I would be surprised.
If
All right.
I especially want it out
I'll
of my
go.
house.
If the-
I think.
Hold on. Can I say my piece?
Yes.
I quite like their offer of firearms since in here, Germany, there's not enough firearms. From my experience, you need at least 20 per person.
Well, I'm not intrigued with the whole money thing. They know we have the staff. We don't know what they will do if we refuse.
At the very
And
least,
building a
we could
connection is
maybe-
positive.
Yeah. Yes. We at the very least we could get their help with the occult stuff if we need it in the future,
Yeah.
because they seem to be involved in occult stuff. So yeah, I think we're all in agreement. I'll go fetch everything from the gold and the staff, and bring those two things down.
Perhaps if they're influential enough, we could use them for more than just resources. But we'll find out eventually. Might be, depending on who their, depending on who this man's employer is, it might be good too. It might be someone of proper stature. It would be beneficial to make contact with a good aristocrat.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'll go get the stuff. I leave the room and start fetching things while they,
We go
I
back
guess, return.
to the room.
Yeah.
And how have you decided?
We take the deal.
We are in agreement. Yes.
Wunderbar. Then I may, please, he pulls out a few documents and lays them down on the table. This would be obviously a mutually beneficial treaty that we would sign, all according to,
Can we have a look at the agreement first?
obviously.
It would be best
I-
to look at it, to analyze it, perhaps.
I return
Basically,
with the gold and the staff, and I set them down. I say, "This is the thing that I'd like to be turned into cash."
he looks, he takes the staff for a moment and inspects it and is like, yes, this is indeed the staff of the CEO. Thank you very much for retrieving it. For the other problem you have, we can take care of that as soon as your bargain of the deal has been fulfilled. By the way, Sam,
very well.
you're reading through the document and it's very dry, but nothing malicious that you can see. It really is just about going into a contract with the Holy Holdings Inc. and you're just they're basically saying they can provide you through certain lines with supplies, and then say that if the contract is finished, that they will have they will allow you to have a direct line to their corporation.
Okay, yeah. I think we should sign it. It all looks good.
Sure.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. We all sign the document then.
Good. By the way, it says in case that you manage to couple your group during the actions of the deal with that it's traceable back to the corporation, that they will not answer you in any shape or form anymore.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Also, this was the Hulla Corporation?
Holler
Holla.
with an O. Holle.
Yeah.
Holler.
Yeah.
So you're hollering to someone.
Helmut has some misgivings, but about signing a contract with the Hell Corporation.
It's not
but,
Hell.
It's not hell. Holler. Holle.
That's
not
a-
H-Ö.
That's a reference to the Frau Holle
Holle?
story. By the way,
I know that by name. That's yeah.
she makes it snow.
Ah, okay, good. Then Helmut does not have as many reservations, and he'll be happy to sign.
Yeah, so we've all signed the document.
Yep.
All right.
We hand it back.
Thank you very much. I will take the staff with me, and also he hands you, an envelope. These are all the details that we have on the location of the jewels. I hope we can hear back from you in time. I will again. Thank you very much again in the name of our CEO. She will be overjoyed to have her staff back. Thank you very much.
Does it mean she's over 100 years old?
He says nothing of that and just leaves. But the corporation is old.
Yeah, but as a person with
Could be ownership is. It could be the spiritual ownership of the staff is passed down.
yes, but as a person with
finally.
awareness, am I able to see if he in any way reacts with body language of that sentence?
No.
Also,
Okay.
He's a
can we
fucking
call it
stone.
bit- Also, can I call it a bit of a day here? Sorry, it's a good point to end here.
Yeah.
since we've
It's a
got nice-
perfect point. I mean, yeah, you.
Sorry,
Yeah. By the way, if you want to have a small teaser for what's up next, you see that apparently they were able to trace it back to a town in Alsace.
We said that already.
Yes, called Argentville. And there is actually an old chateau with a marquee where they suspect that they are located. So yeah,
So-
your next trip will go to France.
Ooh la la.
Am I right in the assumption that we got XP?
You definitely got XP.
Nice.
Hey,
You like XP?
how much?
2 points.
2 points.
Nice.
Total.
Yeah,
2.
that was it for today. How was the first part of the adventure? I mean, we're gonna do a little bit of smaller part.
Yeah, it was fun.
Okay, I mean, last time I realized I should probably be a bit more direct with stuff, so, yeah. Sadly, you didn't get to the Nazi lab last time.
Well, after the finish that Oma said 8 years ago, I had a very strong feeling that that's what was going to happen, but I didn't want to say it out loud.
I was like,
Also,
okay.
by the way, I'm very worried about this guy sending us to the Shadow Realm.
He won't do that now.
Yeah, okay.
I actually just needed like a picture of someone in suit with with glasses for like generic guards and
okay.
stuff, and I was just like, you know what, he's basically very much working as a Mr. Smith, so
His mullet made a deal with us.
I know. Now I need to get other guard pictures, sadly. But yeah,
Sorry, we
Working-
had to drag you into a church on a sort of basis without preparing for
yeah. But now you're working for Frau Holle, apparently.
Apparently. Yeah.
So good.
By the way, you could have also smelled that a little bit, because I know we're speaking in English, but this is set in German. So, like, by the way, if you have like a gut feeling that that there might be more context in German, elderberry is called Holunder in German.
Yeah, that
Wait,
doesn't
we went to Holland?
that doesn't help people who don't speak German though.
I know, but it's
But as Helmut being German, you should tell Lena what Helmut knows
yeah, that should be properly.
next time.
I mean, you know what? That is a connection most Germans don't know either. So you know,
But Frau Holle, Helmut would know.
Helmut would know about Frau Holle. Yes, you know about Frau Holle. There's like a whole Brothers Grimm fairy tale about her.
Yeah.
And how she gave a nice girl that helped her with chores gold.
And the other one,
Tar. She got tarred for life.
yeah, right.
That's happened when you slide Frau Holle.
That's
Gets tarred for life.
That's a story we played in kindergarten. I remember that. That was the speaking loaf.
Oh, yeah. Classic fairy tales. Well,
2 points. Well, on one hand, I'm underwhelmed at the experience points. On the other hand, it was just a bit of arson.
basically you just did a little bit of arson. I mean, you could have made a lot more chaos, actually, but you didn't.
Yeah.
By the way, the guy
I
in the...
was like half worried during the arson bit that we were going to start a forest fire.
No, it just burns really, really high to the point that people would have just noticed you. Fun fact, you could have avoided the danger level if you really just like killed the guy and at the hospital.
Yeah, right.
But in a way that in a way that they didn't notice that you were doing it.
See, is this feasible for us?
Hey, I just say it's an option.
I don't have an... I
mean, you
don't
don't need
have
to
a bath of
bash it.
acid prepared, okay? I would need to look up what kind of acid I would get. Then I get some alternative to cook off a bunch of
Most of us
acid.
are pretty mundane, so
Yeah.
we're probably like naturally more adverse to killing human.
Yeah.
than we
Yeah,
are
probably.
burning.
You know, I ju-
Helmut has heard of the definition of the word subtle, but he has never felt like it's particularly describes him.
Yeah. I mean,
So-
you know, I know that. It's just, I do want to offer the option of murder from time to time, just to see if the group reacts to that. Because there are some groups who are like, murder is a good solution.
Stabby.
Depends on the situation, but for us, like I mean, Helmut, he's an asshole, but he's not like a psycho. So like cold-blooded murder of an innocent person.
Yeah, fair
like,
point.
if it's like if there's a reason, then he'd probably be okay with it. But he is a hunter, so he is familiar with like killing.
Mm-hmm.
But killing a human, it would probably like he wouldn't like he doesn't relish going to his like Sunday confession after that. Let's say.
So are you saying
Mario figured that being suspected of arson was much less likely than being suspected of murder for him.
Yeah, and then
We kind of murdered Mr. Moon, though.
he was already dead. And Frank has more
Mr.
of the
Moo wasn't
opinion.
registered.
Yeah, and Frank has more of the
Mr. Moo
opinion.
is
If she
enough,
has
doesn't
to
count.
kill someone, she will. But burning sufficed, so it's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, if murder is a better solution, then yes, it's fun. But in this case, arson would do.
Yeah, it's safer and less problems for us.
Yeah. Some fun tidbits about this section, because some of this will never come up again. First of all, the guy working at the hospital is actually just, the grandchild.
I suppose so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, grudges don't care. They want the bloodline to end. Second
Sins
of
of the
all,
father and all that.
blackmailing Schoenberg would not really have worked, because if you just looked at his Facebook profile, you would have noticed he's not only married, he's married to a Latina, and she's completely fine with all of that.
I'm guessing she likes to look at the other fine Latinas as well.
Yes.
See, this is what I was saying earlier in the sessions, is that blackmail wasn't gonna do us very well in this run, in this one.
Yeah, just keep it in mind to like investigate if it's possible.
Yeah,
Sometimes
I'm all for like keeping like the ideology, like the whole idea of it. Sure, it's just our options were a doctor who probably doesn't like. It's probably not that concerned about it, and then the other options were a priest who probably was going to help us just fine anyways, and then maybe like the police were potential to blackmail. I don't know. That would be pretty silly.
And we shouldn't try that unless we have good
Yeah.
reason to.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yes, let's blackmail the police. I'm sure that will go well.
Depends on the police
I
officer.
think we should. Yeah, we should probably just hold off on like immediately going to blackmailing,
yeah.
at least until we've exhausted asking nicely and
Well,
other
we can
options.
extort people and get lots of money.
I feel like that should be somewhere on Mr. Welch's list of things he's no longer allowed to do in an RPG.
Fair point. Okay, so that was definitely a bit of a short session today. But I hope
to the toilet.
yes.
It was a good session though.
Yeah,
That's good to hear.
we made progress.
Progress. Yeah,
Fair.
afterwards.
That's, by the way, everyone who's interested in TTRPGs. Always, play as long as your group wants. I mean, sometimes, you're on a clock. You can go to the toilet, don't worry. You're on a clock, but listen to your group. Make it as long as it needs to be. Talk to them afterwards. These are just general tips you should maybe keep in mind.
Yeah, chat
yeah.
may not have heard, but we had a discussion after stream, just kind of like wrapping up the thing last week, and this is a result.
Yeah,
It's hopefully going to be better down the line.
yeah.
Yep.
And I also like I did I had fun.
Okay.
Yeah, and things are always going to be rocky when you kind of like
Yeah.
get things going.
Yeah, I mean,
As a group gets more in line with each other.
I always feel like, I always feel like, maybe I'm overdoing it sometimes with some of the concepts, because here's the thing. It's not that I don't take shit seriously. Like, for example, I really was like, what happened, in law was horrifying, and I didn't mince word of that, even, if the proposition of occult Nazi laboratory created cow human girls, but by just being that evil, is a bit silly on paper. But like, I'm someone who wants to make silly concepts work, and you just have to kind of live with that when you are playing with me. So hopefully, more interesting stuff coming up next week. Now the question is though, I think Ruben, you will leave us.
No, I can stay for a little bit. It's just sort of.
Okay.
I thought it was a good place to stop.
Okay.
While also giving us a bit of an opportunity to
Okay.
wind it down, maybe a little bit, not too late.
Question though, what should we do next? It's still fresh in the day. We can either play something, we could go on and just do a nearcast, just yap on about something.
I'm open to whatever. I'm chill. Enough?
That's a question I'm handing out now, because
Yeah.
I'm thinking
Is there a game you want to play, or is there like?
no,
You just want to chat, like how's it this week, sort of thing. Or...
I've been in like I feel better now, but I was in like a weird mood for like this evening before stream.
Oh,
Yeah. Like it's not bad, but just weird.
I-
And, like, it is
Yeah.
more
I
normal
get
now,
it.
but
I was also a bit, but like,
Yeah.
it's it's hopefully better now. I hope this lifted your spirits a little bit.
yeah, definitely. Like I said, it wasn't a bad mood. Just this kind of, my head was in like a weird place, and it's not. It wasn't bad, but it's just little. I don't know.
I mean,
Amazing what a bit of arson can do.
I mean, you know what? You set arson to a horrifying Nazi place. Everything the Nazis did deserved to be burned down, outside or inside of the game. Anyway, yeah, I think we can probably go on to some yapping because, like, I mean, this is, still the, how's it called? You're just doing this instead of Wiki 3, and there's new stuff about Wiki 3, and we can yap about that later.
Yeah.
We can do that afterwards, but the thing is just now, what do we want to play instead?
To be all War
The
Thunder?
thing is, I had thought of it
go on.
like a couple days ago, but now it's just like blanking out in my mind.
Oh,
Or
that's
a
a...
game to play or something.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay. So,
Also,
yeah.
for next week, do we want more Hunter, or do we want to? Is that what we're trying to figure out now? What we want
I mean,
to play?
it's Hunter next week. We have like a new...
Yep. I was just kind of wondering. Yeah. For the
It's just what were we going to do now? So, and Zep, you had an idea, but it eludes you now.
It eludes me right now. I am double checking my.
Agonia, do you have an idea? I mean, the obvious ones would be something like Helldivers 2, or as Ruben said, we could drive tanks.
I mean,
That's-
it depends on if you've all got it installed or not.
I thought Ruben wanted to go to sleep.
He mainly said he wanted to end a bit early because, not that it gets cut off at a bad time again.
That makes sense.
It makes total
Yeah,
sense.
because you don't just stop like halfway through it.
Yeah. And we definitely get some yapping support, I suppose.
Yay.
Yay. So yeah, we probably need just something, but you can all just decide on something then, I guess. What else, would be something kind of... Or you just put something
Okay,
up and we talk.
Do
That's
we
also
all have War Thunder installed?
I mean, okay, we have it right now, but like...
I think Lena said she doesn't want to
Lena?
play it.
You don't want to play it? Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, I can hang in here for a bit because I definitely also have stuff I wanna still like Nialvercast about,
Fair point.
like the story stuff and a few other things.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'll hang in here for a bit.
So we start War Thunder? Question mark?
Sure, let's go for it.
Yeah.
I mean, set.
Apparently,
Yeah.
also Patrick might join us later, so...
Yeah, first we need to confirm if Zeb has it and wants to.
I don't have it installed.
I presumed as much.
I thought so as well.
Yeah. What do you have installed? Do you have Armor installed? I'm guessing no.
What the hell is that picture?
Huh?
Lena?
Need to make
It's-
it.
Right, yeah, it's annoying on those really long when they make these really long screenshots stitched together. It's
God damn it.
open in browser and should be
I might. Okay, so, you know what?
It's not something necessarily you need to show on stream.
Okay.
It's kind of funny.
Yeah, okay. That would mean, like, I mean, we could do some, we could do some War Thunder, and maybe later just switch to yapping. No worries there.
Yeah.
Should
I mean, separate unless there's a game you want to play.
I can't really think. I can't think of it right now.
Okay.
Again, I think something had crossed my mind yesterday or the day
Okay.
before, but I just can't remember. I should have written it down,
You
but
don't you don't have Armor installed, do you?
no.
Right? No. Okay. Yeah. Oh, let's just do some War Thunder. That's chill.
yeah, we can
easy.
change later to some other stuff. You know what? That is definitely a fine thing. Okay,
We were with good news, right?
what?
Well,
The thing is just, let me first tell everyone and change everything here that, wait, I think it's not wrong to reclassify, just chatting and having War Fun in the background. Oh, well,
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Sure.
but I mean, you could probably put it on War Thunder. It might get more.
You know what? I will do that. I just wanted to have as one VOD, so yeah, who cares?
Yeah. Also, like for another thing, like I do still at some point want to like
by the way,
do machine key, but that's a one-on-one thing. That's
yes.
less fun for the group as well.
But everyone, thanks for tuning in. Next time, we're going to northern France, so be there. Will there be, what will await you next time? Or what terrors of the night await you? Will you retrieve the jewels? Is that weird organization still there? Find out next Friday when we return with Hunter the Reckoning 5e. And on the look,
the family jewels.
actually, I wanted to say it's the search for the staff of Frau Holler. So yeah.
Well, we have the
Have
staff.
a
We're
good-
searching for the stones.
Yeah. Good night. Stay here. Reload the stream. You know the drill. And see you in a second. Good night.
Night.
Night.